Maundy Thursday is a night in the middle of Holy Week where there was a lot that happened 2,000 years ago, so there's a lot for us to remember together. It falls on the same night as Passover because that's what Jesus was doing, gathering together his disciples to go and celebrate the Jewish feast of Passover with one another. But when they gathered together, he did something very surprising. The Bible tells us he took off his outer garments and wrapped a towel around himself and began to wash the feet of all the people that were in the room, which shocked them. And this is what the Bible tells us happened. When he had washed their feet and put on his outer garments and resumed his place, he said to them, "Do you understand what I have done to you? You call me teacher and Lord, and you are right, for so I am. If I then, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet." And we take him quite seriously when he says this. So in the middle of our Maundy Thursday worship, when we gather together singing hymns and praying, we pause in the middle of our worship and bring out bowls of water, and we begin to wash one another's feet, just as he commanded us. This way we are showing one another that we love and serve each other just as he loves and serves us even to this day. Of course, our love and service to each other doesn't just end with the foot washing when the feet are dry. It continues on in life. But this night, this is how we choose to show it to one another. And then we celebrate communion also, for this was the same night where Jesus sat at the supper table with his disciples and said, "This is my body, and this is my blood," and gave them bread and wine. And we continue to honor that, along with Christians around the world. But on Maundy Thursday, we also remember that this was the night that Jesus was betrayed. He went to the Garden of Gethsemane and was betrayed and abandoned by those very people whose feet he had been washing just a few hours earlier. And we recall this event by coming to the altar and stripping off all of the garments, all of the colors that we adorn it with throughout the entire year, and leaving it bare. And by doing this, remember that Christ was stripped of everything for our sake. That when he was arrested, he was still King and Messiah, but that night he was led away in chains. So after stripping it down, we then leave the altar and depart in silence until the following day, Good Friday, where we remember his crucifixion.